Welcome back, Jayhawks fans, to Over 50. This is the preview for the Kansas-Michigan State game, part of the State Farm's Champions Classic from Madison Square Garden. Tomorrow night, the Jayhawks, they have the early game. They will be playing Michigan State. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off on ESPN. Went ahead and screened some of the notes from Bill Self at the media day leading up to the game, and they asked him about initial thoughts of Michigan State's team, and he said they're long. They range from about 6'7" at their guards to their 7-footer Bingham, who plays or patrols the middle and tries to basically rim defend. He talked about that he thinks both teams will probably play fast. He remembers that I think a previous game with them early in the season where they both hung like 86 and 80 or 88 and 86. I don't remember exactly which team had which, but he said that game they scored a lot of points. He doesn't expect this to be any different. He says that he hopes that the Jayhawks are able to play fast. He would like to play fast this year. In the past, they haven't been very effective playing fast, so he hopes that this year will be different. They asked him some questions about, the first game of the season playing in Madison Square Garden, and he said everyone's going to pretty much be juiced. I mean, you can't even expect you can try to expect your veterans, the guys that have been there before, to not be as nervous or have more composure, but when it comes down to the bottom line, you got people in the front row. It's a big stadium. It's a big arena. You got a lot of cameras on you. It's the first game of the season, and a lot of there's just a lot going on. So he said it's kind of hard to, for some players to deal with that. And he said the best way to deal with it is, as a coach, is just not to draw any more attention to it. They asked him what he thought about the Michigan State center, Bingham, and he said he's a good rim defender. He's a very solid defender, and that McCormick's going to have to avoid shying away from contact. He's just going to have to play through it. Well, I mean, we kind of all know that David McCormick's going to have to do that this year. It's not always been his forte, but he's going to have to definitely, overcome that. The big challenge will be is Bingham can hit the three, and he will pop out and shoot the three. And Michigan State coach Tom Izzo doesn't really seem to put a limit on him shooting threes. Doesn't mind him. He pops out and takes a shot. He doesn't seem to mind it. So that's something that Kansas is going to have to deal with. Then they asked him about playing early versus playing late, and it's kind of an interesting answer. He said when you play late, you kind of have to deal with the whole fact that the first game always goes long because it's the first game. Because it's the first game, they're always calling a lot more fouls, and just the first game just runs late. So you might be slated to play at 9:30, but you don't end up playing until 10:30. 10:30. Then you have your media obligations after the game. Then you go to the airport. Then you have your travel. By the time you fly home, you're getting in, 5 o'clock in the morning. So he said he's much happier to be playing the early game. And that's pretty much what he had to say about that. They asked him about dealing with the positional size of Michigan State, and he said if Jalen Wilson wasn't suspended, because of that DUI incident, said it wouldn't be too big of a deal. But when you take a 6'8" player and you replace him with a 6-foot point guard, you have to take some things into consideration. There is going to be a size difference, and if one of the 6'7" guards decides to take the point guard down low, you've got a big size advantage. So you have to sort of maybe like work on how you're going to switch off, how you're going to rotate players so that if that happens, the point guard that's down there, getting posted up by the taller player has some help, some help side defense. And that was pretty much it. Nothing else really stuck out to me. I've been searching to try to find out who they're going to redshirt, and I have been able to find out nothing on that. So as far as the whole redshirt situation goes, I don't know who they're going to redshirt. I wasn't able to find even anyone who had any projections or predictions as far as who they think might be redshirted. So I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. The game will be tomorrow night, as I said, 7 p.m. on ESPN, and hopefully after the game, or the day after the game. I doubt I'll be able to do a reaction video after the game, but check the following day. I'll have my input on the game and hopefully have some information on red shirts and anything else with the Jayhawks. But here we go, taking our first step, hopefully to a national championship. So until next time, rock chalk Jayhawk, and let's go Brandon.